And now let's take a look at the highlights. A long time ago, John, 6 hours ago it was indeed.
Tell me about it. No, it was a beautiful afternoon, 5 o'clock, Stefan Rottel standing in front of the ultra supercars. But there was the start, which actually was a delayed start. It was a false start. They weren't happy with the way the field had formed up behind as they came onto the grid. So we saw a yellow flag being waved just as the cars came onto the straight. And then we had to go through the whole process again, and then the race, there we are, there's the yellow flags. Everybody had to get back into form.
Very hard to predict as they came up to have the second bite of the cherry, if it would be a Bentley leading down into the first corner or the pole-sitting Lamborghini behind them, another Bentley, and the Rinaldi racing Ferrari. They all made it through the first few corners, but it was when they got down to turn 3 that this happened. The McLaren hit the back, the 58 McLaren. Rob Bell hit the back. Was he pushed? Well, whatever happened, he clouted the green Rinaldi Ferrari. The number 8 Bentley was involved as well. And then very early in the race, the 15 BMW shed the carcass of its tyre, certainly hampering its run, but they ended up on the podium. But then a big thump by the BMW up the back of the number 6 Audi, and that was the start of its problems. Start the problems too for number 8, the drive-through penalty, stop-go penalty if you will, really hampered its chances. Took that from the running, but Bentley's were running 3rd and 4th, 7 and 84, really duking it out on the circuit. Now look at this for pit work. Out of the car, take your seat insert, throw it to a mechanic who's standing in the garage, get it out of the way. But as you can see, on many occasions there were too many cars to fit around the corners, leading for people like Bentley's Malcolm Wilson to bite their nails and hope their cars would get through. The Bentleys seem to be flashing the lights all race. Sparks here from the 24 Parker Racing Audi. Problem there. Fabulous opening double stint from Mirko Bortolotti brought the Lamborghini in from the lead, and this is where it all started going wrong for Bentley. The 84 entry from HTP in the garage, the fuel churn knocked over, but out on the track the 7 Bentley and the 46 Mark VDS BMW absolutely having a fabulous fight. And Mark VDS box Baz Linders, a worried onlooker, as well he should be, because look how tight the action was as the 7 Bentley continued its fight. And this is where it went wrong for the 63 Lamborghini, sitting in the pit lane, and down goes the mechanic. It seems unfair, but then he trips over again, and wheels released in the pit lane. Yes, that led to a drive-through penalty, John. Yes,
unfair, one might say, but those are the rules and regulations that applies throughout the field. But the battle that went on between the BMW, the Bentleys, and the Nissan just was getting better really as the night drew in.
As the night drew in, here at this point in the race, the light is golden, but it's fading fast. The sun about to dip down behind the mountains, behind the circuit. Paul Ricard and the Bentley, fabulous that we had the 7 Bentley with a forward-facing camera, because every lap it was in the thick of the action. One person who didn't see so well looking forward was Marcel Fessler in the Phoenix Racing number 5 Audi. Bonnet flapped up just as he passed the pits, had to make the slow lap back, have a new bonnet fixed. That was him out of the action. 46, certainly far from being out of the action, right in the thick of the battle, up to 3rd place overall. Now a pit stop for the race-leading Nissan. And what you'll see is Katsumasa Chiyo hopping out and Wolfgang Reip hopping in, and then with assistance, everything strapped back on, new set of tyres, back out into the race. But it was Alex Buncombe that put it into the lead.
Yeah, interesting strategy. Nissan going driver changes on the hour, whereas the Bentley team are doing double stints. Don't know which one was the better on the day, but the fact is Nissan won the race.
Won the race, but 10 seconds covering the top 3 cars. We saw Lucas Law there running wide over the curbs and striking sparks. And here we saw Stephen Kane striking the back of the 75 Audi, the Phoenix, the ISR Audi with Philippe Salicada. There was no further action taken, and he still had a role to play in the race as he was in 2nd place and hunting down the race leader, the number 23 Nissan. But at the end, putting the tail out in his battle to stay in front. It was super tight as we approached the end of the race. 23 in front, but the 7 Bentley with very quick pit stops, John, smoking away, no trouble there. Got the car refueled, back into the race. The chase was on with Stephen Kane at the wheel.
Was the man, the go-to man for Bentley for the final 2 stints, and he got into the car and it did what Stephen Kane has done on so many occasions, and that just was hunt down the advantage. The Nissan came into the pits for that penultimate pit stop, a 30-second advantage, and that was lost because the pit stop was not as good as the Bentley's pit stop.
And messing up the order somewhat was the Row Racing Mercedes that stayed out, and then it made its pit stop, dropped out of the lead down to 4th place. But it was all tension as the 7 Bentley closed in, but then with a few laps to go, there was the spin that gave victory to number 23 Nissan as Stephen Kane just overcooked his tyres, went round, he managed to get going, kept going to the flag, finished in 2nd place, but it was victory for Nissan, for Katsumasa Chiyo, for Wolfgang Reip and for Alex Buncombe. Bentley was 2nd, but the night belonged to Nissan.